very hard steel, these. These are drilling rods. They got a hole through the middle. So when they're drilling, they got holes, or a hole in the end, and water is passed down through the drilling rod, pumped down, so it keeps the tip cool. But they're very, very hard steel, cut to a point, and they're drilling rods. And we need to go and install these now. Hello and welcome to Top of the World. Doing something a little different today. Behind me you can see footings laid out for a house move, building move, cabin move. A bit larger than the cabin. Small cabin, large cabin, small house. Anyway, it's a wooden structure, it's going here. But what the owner's asked me to do, he's not moving the cabin. He wants these slabs, the big slabs, the key slabs, they've got a hole in them, they've got to be pinned down into the rock. So what I've cut up are the drilling rods, and now I'm going to put them down through the hole and hammer them into the concrete just to stop them in case they decide to slide. It's like a pin, an anchor, if you like. I'll show you what I mean. Casper's making like a cow this morning. Now that is the only unfortunate thing about this particular location, is it is quite a stunning location, and the house is going here because of the view there. Right, he owns all these trees, so these will eventually come out of it, so he's got a nice view of the river. I'm going to put a pontoon on the other side. He has a small cabin there that he lives in at the moment, but there's a house that he owns directly through there on part of the property that he owns. There's a much bigger house, but it's in a hole, which doesn't make any sense. So he's moving it here for a raised location for that view, obviously. So each one of these key slabs, there's one in each corner, one in the middle. They've got this hole, and it wants a pin going through just to give it an extra, just in case it decides to move. And then they're going to pick up the building and sit it on here, and then once it's on here, it's my job to make sure it stays here. So we're going to start today by pinning these key stones, and I think it's about 8 or 9, 10 days before they do the move, which is quite a big move. Probably take a day to pick up the building, a day to move the building, and a day to site the building, I expect. We'll see how all that goes. But anyway, yeah, that is a bit unfortunate. Now, it is quite early in the morning, and therefore there is a lot of traffic. But I can assure you that road is not normally that busy at all. It's quite a quiet road, even though it's the main north-south road. Okay, let's see how this goes then. How do I feel about thumping things in with a sledgehammer? Yeah, I feel all right about it, but my shoulder don't always approve of the things I want to do. Anyway, so we've got the road there, the river there, the road there, and the railway line is just in front of these trees. In fact, you can see the railway line, the railroad right there. It's in front of these. And this land goes a long way that way, and a long way that way, and all the way down to the river. And I think the boundary is those trees over there. I think. Anyway. So you'll have to excuse the road noise, is what I'm saying. Well, my aim's not very good, I ain't got my glasses on. Something like that. That's it. Whew. So these ones here, they're the bottom of the drilling things. These are like the middle sections, and then these ones sticking up here are the tops, which means they won't go down past the hole. So they kind of pin the concrete to the rock, and they'll stop it ever from sliding or moving. Okay, and then my mother will say, "You're breathing heavy." Yeah. That's like nearly 50 minutes it's taking to get them in. That's hard. Well, I'm assuming it's all hard packed rock under this. I mean, it's rock everywhere. But fortunately, I didn't hear anything big. I'm not sure whether that's made up like that or not. I don't know what was underneath it. I never saw what was underneath it. Right, we'll just pop down the road a bit. Have a quick look at the building that's being moved. And yeah, that's that little task done. Okay, this is the cabin that's being moved, and they've laid some rock down here to the entrance to give them half a chance. What I can tell you is I've just driven across that in the van, and that is sunk. I would be very, very concerned. The reason for that is, of course, as I've told you all before, it's all sand. Right, we're just on sand, well, and rock. But underneath the sand, there's rock. There's the rock. So, yeah. Anyway, this is how it sits at the moment. This is the building. And you can see nowhere near as good a view and much closer to the road, so I can fully appreciate and understand the move. Also not the best site in the world. So, my assumption is, and I haven't got anything to do with the move of this cabin. My assumption is they're going to put a carriage underneath it and twist it, which is what I would do, and slide it onto a trailer there. That's how I would do it. Pick it up on a carriage, swing it, and then slide it onto a big trailer there. I'm assuming this is all an assumption, right? I'm assuming they're not taking it apart. I'm assuming they're just going to lift it up. I'm going to stick with that assumption, because if I was really honest, I didn't ask the owner how they were going to move it. I just assumed that you would just put a carriage underneath it, and it's got nothing underneath it, so you've got to build a carriage underneath it, swing it on its pivot point and haul it this way. It's not on any substantial footings at all. In fact, this end is all on logs, not even any concrete under this end. But I don't know what kind of, I suppose we could just have a quick peek underneath to see what kind of base it was built on originally, because that would determine a lot. Oh dear. Okay, right, well, I'm glad I'm having nothing to do with moving this, because there is nothing underneath. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Right, okay. Right, there doesn't seem to be anything substantial underneath. Unless there is, and that is literally covered up with chipboard, because you would put chipboard near the damp, wouldn't you? Yeah. Maybe that's why they estimated trying to move them this 2 weeks, because they're going to build a chassis underneath there to lift it. Yeah. Anyway, there it is. That's going to be loaded onto something here, I'm assuming, and then taken just, well, it's 500 yards down there. Okay. That's this job done. On to the next one. And here we are. So I was unable to film the move, which is a shame. But that's basically now sat on those slabs. And you see what the pins do now, stops it all from moving. And that one is all sighted. So I didn't have anything to do with the actual move on this one. And I really wanted to be here and film it all, and I wasn't able to do that. So that sits on there quite nicely. It's a shame that the concrete comes to the outside, because it kind of prevents you from putting anything to cover all that up. But anyway, it's not going to go anywhere. So this was lifted in one piece. I think I've got a picture that I was sent, so I'll insert that. And yeah, it moved without any problem by the looks of it. it's a nice job. It's not a place where you would want to be drinking alcohol and staggering down the stairs, because you're going to have a long way down there. But that's perfectly sighted. Okay, so that's a good job. So that's going to wrap this video up. As usual, I'm very grateful. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.